Where's the copper?
Hi there.
Hi.
Did you know that there's other resources other than copper?
Really? Like what?
Of course there's other resources. There's nickel, zinc, lead, magnesium, tin, and iron.
Really? But what else can I do with them? Copper mining is the only thing I've ever known how to do.
You might think that there's not a lot of money here in Zambia, but there actually is much more than you think. If you concentrated your efforts onto the Zambian market, there's a lot of profit that could be made.
So, what do I do?
Well, 10 years ago, about 3,000 farmers produced, harvested, and exported honey from the market. In less than a year, their production increased their annual income by 40 to 100%. So there is tons of money that can be made through the market.
Wow, I never knew that. Thank you so much.
No problem.
You saved my life.
I'm here to help. Let's see what's on TV.
Hey, it's Lizzie's show.
Oh yeah!
Oh, let's see what she's saying about Zambia this time, you know?
Yeah, I love Zambia.
Hi, welcome to the Dr. Lizzie Show. Tonight I have a very special guest from Zambia and I'll be interviewing her on HIV. Hi there.
Hi.
So what do you know about the human immunodeficiency virus, better known as HIV?
What is that?
The human immunodeficiency virus, better known as HIV, is a sexually transmitted disease and can be completely avoided. Anyone can get it, no one is immune to it.
But how can you get it?
If infected, pregnant mothers can pass it on to their newborn children. You can also get it through sharing needles and having unprotected sex.
But how do you protect yourself from having sex?
Well, have you ever seen this before?
No, what is that?
This is a condom. It's used during sex to protect you and your partner, so none of you could get a sexually transmitted disease.
But I don't get it.
Let me show you. This is it. Pretend this is the male part, and you just roll it on. Voila!
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, and there's also other types of protection.
Like what?
Birth control. This way, in case you don't know your HIV status, you won't pass it on to any children.
But what does that do?
It prevents you from having kids. You take one a day, and you can have, if you do have unprotected sex, because you can't afford condoms, you won't get pregnant or pass it on to any children.
So if I take one of those pills a day, I won't get pregnant?
You have to take it every day. You have to be consistent with it.
Wow.
And most importantly, know your HIV status by getting tested at a local clinic. And when in doubt, use self-defense.
Get away from me! You have HIV! Ah!
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! You don't know what you're doing in this coal mine?
I'm trying to make a living
No,
here!
you're not! You're creating pollution by mining in this coal mine.
So what do you want me to do?
Do you not know how much damage you're causing to the environment? You're creating pollution by mining in this coals.
So how can I still make a living without polluting?
There's many ways you can help yourself in the environment.
Can you tell me how? I want to help my environment, but I want to make a living too.
Well, there are many ways, and one of them is educating yourself in agriculture. Well, you can always plant trees, food, grow crops, and maybe import them to other places. You can also use tractors, but you can use other ways of tracting. You can use other fuels, such as solar power energy or biodiesel.
Wow, I would have never known. Thanks to the UN, they're helping us and they're educating us, one Zambian at a time.
No problem. That's what we're here for. That's what UN is here for. Also, to prevent yourself from drinking polluted water, try to build pipelines to filter your water. Let's watch something new on TV. Something about Zambia.
Hi, and welcome back to Zambian Exposure. I'm your host, Alexandra Barala, and today our topic is overpopulation in Zambia. And for our show today, I've brought a special guest all the way from Zambia, Katai. Katai! Come, darling, sit over here. Perfect, Katai. How was your flight?
It was long.
It was long. Was it crowded?
Yeah, kind of like my home. It's always just so crowded.
Is that something that I guess hurt you in growing when you were a child? Was it hard?
It was really hard growing up with 15 brothers and sisters.
15. Ladies and gentlemen, 15. Imagine having 15 siblings. I only have one.
It's just really hard because when the piece of bread gets put on the table, you have to share it, and it's not enough. It's never enough.
It's okay. I'm here to talk to you about what you could do in the future. When you have a family and when you have your children and you have to make decisions on how many children you're going to have. So,
What can I do?
well, you were telling me that it was hard growing up as a child, and it still is hard growing up with so many siblings.
It is hard.
And I mean, I know this is extreme, but I feel that this being implied on all the families would help them. What if you were to regulate childbirth, putting like a certain amount of births per family, which would, in the end, decrease the overpopulation and increase resources. So you wouldn't have to share that one piece of bread.
That would be great. Just so we can all like grow up equally and not have to struggle and suffer. I mean, it's just hard when there's so many people.
Well, I mean, I'm sure your family didn't know about ways to control so many births in your family. Are you aware of how to control so many births?
No.
They don't have educational classes in...
No.
Well, what the people of Zambia need to learn is that there are ways to cut down on extremely large families. Katai, do you know what condoms and birth control are? They're forms of contraceptives that you could prevent so many children and so many suffering children in your families.
Really?
Yes, by using condoms and birth control, you could cut down on all those unexpected pregnancies. And by cutting down on all those unexpected pregnancies, again, you would decrease the growth of the population in the future, hopefully eliminating the overpopulation that Zambia has. And increasing those resources, because the less people, the more there is to go around.
That makes so much sense.
So what we should do, ladies and gentlemen, is set up educational classes to all the women in Zambia and all the men, so that they know that there is a way to stop overpopulation. And have condoms and birth control more accessible to women, so that the future families don't end up like poor Katai.
I think it's a great idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to send a bunch of contraceptives with you back when you go back to Zambia, so you can share and you can share your knowledge to all of your friends and your brothers and your sisters, so that we can put a stop to this overpopulation.
This is what I've been waiting for.
I'm glad you had an epiphany with me on Zambia Exposed. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen.